when you go for your driving test, you'll get full credit because stopping distance is one of the criteria that's evaluated. But more important than that point is hey guys, it's Jacqueline, and we are going to work out a very important part of being a good driver. We are going to perfect our stopping distance. It's really common for new drivers to have trouble gauging where to stop at a stop sign. Of course, we're looking at the limit line, but even when we have the limit line and the stop stamp on the ground, it can be hard to tell how far forward to go or how far back to be. We never want to cross the limit line, but we also don't want to be too far back because that will affect our ability to see pedestrians around corners. We're going to use a very specific focus when we're thinking about our stopping distance. We are going to focus to the left of the car, over the speaker box, to the left of the windshield wiper. And that gaze gives us the longest view out and over the hood of our car. And of course, we can't see the hood of our car, but we've developed a perspective of the angle of the hood, and we have a sense of where the license plate is 8 feet ahead of us. So by looking through this left gap right here, we can watch the corner where in most cases, there's a double yellow line and a white stripe. Sometimes there's a yellow stripe if it's an intersection that requires a lot of caution. In this situation, what I want us to be thinking about is how the stop stamp on the ground, the STOP, is the width of our car, and the limit line is our forward boundary. When we're stopped in perfect position, we'll be in that little pocket, we can call it, and we'll be able to see in our left mirror that our yellow line is along the left side of the car. So let's get out and perfect stopping distance. I want to stop perfectly over the STOP just as the limit line disappears from my view. And that puts me in the perfect position so that pedestrians can cross in front of my car and I can make my turn safely. Both of those things are important. Let's perfect our stopping distance, keeping our view over that left corner of the car. And as soon as the white limit line disappears, we come to our full stop. At this next stop sign, we have a hazard in the road that's blocking our stamp. So obviously we're not going to be able to line up on our stamp the way we've been practicing. We'll move a little to the left, but we're still going to stop as soon as we lose the first limit line. And we're going to be a little bit more cautious because of course the post office truck blocked our view of pedestrians. So already I'm thinking about the stop sign. I'm letting my speed drop. I'm approaching the STOP stamp, and as soon as the white line disappears, I come to my full stop. I was here before that car, but they decided to go, and what can we do? Our turning position was even more important back there because we had the bus and the parked cars. So our stopping position is the first step in setting us up for good turning position because we'll be in the correct spot to angle around our corners well. So we'll just do a couple more stops, really working on our positioning. It could be challenging at first to figure this out, so give yourself some grace. Your brakes are gonna feel a little bit different than my brakes. Your passenger is going to feel a little bit differently about the process. So just work it out and know that at first it might feel a little clunky. If you're working out your space, it is safer for everybody if you're a little further back rather than a little further past the line. The line is set to keep cars from pedestrians crossing. So the most important part about this work that we're doing is never going across the limit line. Let's do another stop here. We're using our stamps to estimate the width of our car. We're using our limit line visually to know exactly when to stop. And then that puts us in good position for rounding our corner safely and just taking up the amount of space that we need. And when we're in our perfect stopping position, other cars can turn around us because we're only taking up the amount of room that's allotted to us. And we will not be too far out that we make pedestrians feel nervous or bikes or cars. And when you go for your driving test, you'll get full credit because stopping distance is one of the criteria that's evaluated. And if somebody goes a little bit over the limit line or is a little bit too far back, they could lose a point. But more important than that point is you being in the correct stopping spot, just in case there's a pedestrian. That's why we're really doing this good work. So checking those side crossings and then going because it's safe. Well, thank you so much for checking in today to try to perfect your stopping distance by keeping track of your stop stamp, watching to the left of the windshield wiper, and controlling your speed so that you can stop in the perfect spot. You will be a good driver and a good stopper. And that's the best match for the community.